The Invisibles. And it's been a long time. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so we are going to come back to our comics. We've done a lot of AVNs, more AVNs than I probably planned to do, but we did a lot of them, and now we're going to do something a little bit different. More comics. Don't worry, AVNs will still be done, and I'm going back to the Eroge as well, so you'll be seeing some of that soon. Maybe not this month, but maybe next month. It depends on what I'm doing. But yeah, we're definitely going to go back to comics. Comics are actually getting a little bit popular. Some of the writers of the comics that I've been doing here have been really impressed with my work, even though I think it's not the greatest. They seem to like it, and I'm glad. And that means a lot to me, and I'll definitely continue doing it and do more of them. I want to do more comics as well. I might go ahead and release the classic Vampirellas. I think you guys might be interested in some of that stuff. It might be a little archaic. Some of you guys might not like the so much based 50s kind of mentality there. But we will do that. And I'm going to be doing something else that's classic as well that I just got from Humble Bundle. But we'll talk about that later in the next video. But for right now, let's continue with the Invisibles. And by the way, I'll be doing something else very occult themed after the Invisibles. So when we finish, I've already got it planned, and I think you guys will really like it, and I think I'll like it too because I've never read it and I've heard so much about it. So don't worry, we got more coming. 1997, San Francisco, latitude 37, longitude 122. We could always try to wake him up. Fanny, you know we can't do that. He's in deep trance. It's just, well, we've lost the hand of glory. We haven't lost it. Boy's taken it and left this note. Why did she have to pick now to suddenly go mad? Why didn't we see this coming? Because we just expect Boy to be solid and dependable and not to say anything. You're the leader, darling. You have to decide what we do. I know. I'm just... Shit, we need him here. What's he doing in 1924? Sensitive Criminals, Part 2. Mad Dog's an Englishman. Hi, take me to your leader, Dad. 1924, New York, latitude 40, longitude 74. I expected somebody else. Scorpion Loa called Zaragwin, my patron. I was certain I gave the right call. That ain't you in human form, is it, Baron? Nah, name's King Mob. Listen, if you're into voodoo, you must be familiar with the time stations and the Spider Queen's web. King Mob? We already have a King Mob. He sent Freddy and me to... Shit. You used the web to get back here from where? Scat. They call me Papa Scat. I was sent here to check out where this little gal's loyalties lay before... Hang on a minute. You're one of us? And he's a ghost from the future? Oh, Mr. Scat, this is almost too marvelous. Almost. Welcome to the Invisibles, sister. Well, thank Christ we got that cleaned up. Or cleared up, rather. My gun wouldn't have worked on you anyway, Scat. I'm just a psychic projection. You're from the future? Talk to me. Hello? You can't expect to just stand there after telling us you're a ghost. What? Sorry? I'm still trying to get my bearings, and I'm a bit... Edith? I take it you two have met? She was older. Jesus. Snuff. Oh. What? Freddy, quickly, Freddy, get up. Stop lolling about. What? What on earth's happening? Who are these people? Papa Scat. Sorry I had to haul that bad memory out of your head, son. These are our new friends. Freddy, dear, everything's just gone quite mad. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it all ultra wonderful? This place here, a stress point, has appeared in space-time. Follow me. Aye, right behind you, big fella. This is not why I joined the service, Muldoon. Let me tell you, I heard he got that way in Flanders during the war. How's about shutting your fucking gob for a minute and doing the job? I've seen clearer shite than this in me time. Excuse me. I've seen clearer shite than this in me time. Yeah, well, remind me not to drink what you drink. This way. Can you not feel them? Problem. Don't know, I'm twitchy, that's all. Huh. I refuse to accept a single word of what he just told us. Are you honestly trying to say you believe he's some sort of ghost from 70 years in the future? You're soft in the head, Edie. There won't even be a world in 70 years in the future. They'll have another war, worse than the last one, and that'll be it. And as for this Negro you've picked up, tell me when you've ever seen clothes and a gun like that. He could be a Paris Dadaist. Or Dadaist, sorry. The future, this is too preposterous. How do we know these people don't work for the other side? What is it like? What's it like in the future? Like this. This is where the future started. James Joyce, T.S. Eliot, Picasso, black music, drugs, and dancing. Other than that, I can't tell you. Welcome. You made it? Excuse me, you made it. Good. We only have a little time. Oh, what now? Perot and Columbine. A masquerade. How wonderful. And what a delightful idea to hold it in a hovel. These are the people I brought you here to meet. They call themselves the Harlequinade, and that's their business, but they say they've got what you're looking for. Or rather, I did the wrong voice on that guy. These are the people I brought you here to meet. They call themselves the Harlequinade, and that's their business, I guess. But they say they got what you're looking for. You have the hand of glory? When can we see it? We'd like to authenticate it. Come with us, you, alone. Good heavens, isn't New York thrilling? This is it, Edith. Take care. This is what? Well, two at once. Hard to believe it's a first for her. You're Tom, yeah? Nice suit. Yes, it is, isn't it? How do you know my name and the order, if you're from the future? Shh. What kind of thing is that? I can't do any damage to anyone from here and now, but the enemy have got their own agents for psychic time work. They can modify human beings into hive mind drones. They work out of deep isolation tanks. Cyphermen, we call them. It doesn't matter. Leave them to me. Can you handle the flesh and blood? Sure. Gonna have to set some kind of offering on Zergan's table. He likes them raw. Elevator's coming this way. You seem to have the wrong address, gentlemen. Holy Christ, is that a man or a woman? Ugh! Christ all fucking mighty! Forgive me! Forgive me! Obama! What's happening out there? There is no out there. There is only in here. Look at her. Do you remember what it was like? Did you give me opium? This all feels rather strange. Then allow us to introduce the invisible prince. Harlequin. Evening, Edie. What a marvelous conjuring trick. Oh, I'm full of tricks. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. We have the hand of glory, but you must give us something in return. First, we will show you something. Whatever do you mean? What is there to be afraid? Don't be afraid. Oh, excuse me. I said that wrong. She says, don't be afraid. He says, don't be afraid. And then she says, whatever do you mean? What is there to be afraid of? Oh, no. Stop it. No. It can't be. It can't be. Where's the entry point? Where is the intrusion taking place? You are required to tell me. Bastard, you just killed one of the finest fighting men I ever knew. Fucking crazy that you are. Scat, scat, skittle up, scat. Jesus fucking Christ. How in the holy fucking cow shite did you make that? Ah! Make you, like me, one cut. Tell me, 2 cuts. One more than you're getting. Cut. You alright? Hurts like a bitch, but c'est la vie. That one of the agents you were telling me about? He from the future too? Yeah, Cypherman. The gun focuses my will so I can telepathically scramble the mantras they use to maintain their time travel trance. Sure. Never mind, man. I don't understand half of what you're talking about either. This was the silent era to me. Edie? Edie, what have they done? Mid-Atlantic. Latitude 41 degrees. Longitude 30. Looks like the Titanic. I don't remember what happened. They must have doped me. Either that or they weren't human. I intend to write a startling novel based on my experiences, but not today. This is all becoming rather too much. I hope you'll excuse me, dear man from the future. I'm afraid I may have to lie down before I succumb to some kind of hysterical fit. You love her, don't you? For my sins. Everyone falls in love with Edie. You will too, I expect. I'm just a ghost. I can only watch, really. She thinks you're gay, you know. She's trying to bring you out. Gay? What are you talking about? A sexual invert. Oh, well, perhaps I am. Your story is preposterous, you know. If I'm standing here talking to a ghost and we've all gone quite mad. Serves you right for calling yourself Tom O'Bedlam. Oh, shut up about that, will you? What happened to Edie in that place? Who were those ridiculous people? The Harlequinade? Christ, I don't know, do I? And I don't think she does either. Where are we going? Home. Try to remember. London, latitude 51, longitude 0. Earth. There they are, sir. Fire at will, Drummond. Fire at will. Death to tyrants. Golf. Shite. Darling, remember you promised me Manhattans until dawn, and I promised to rid this land of governors and slaves. We'll be at Billy's in no time to... We'll be at Billy's in time to drown you in cocktails. The other may take a little longer. And what shall we toast? Madness, combustion, liberty, and the end of all law. The Invisible International. The toast is anarchy. It's live. Run for it. I will love you till even the ruins are dust. This is Billy Chang's club, the most decadent, most despicable opium den in England. Isn't that right, Billy dear? How do you like our wonderful ghost, King Mob? My business here is entirely legitimate, my dear Lady Manning, as you well know. I am legitimately attempting to overthrow Victorian culture, and we must find something else to call you, friend ghost. King Mob is already here. Beryl, darling, my lovely Mob, Queen of the Fairies, I thought we were to meet you both for drinks at the Gargoyle. Well, I insisted we make love on the rooftops while the police station burned down. Here, darling, the pipes of Pan. Excuse me, I gotta breathe. There's no fucking air in here right now. Your hand's cold. This is astonishing. The struggle. What happens to... No, listen, I can't tell you anything. I'm only here to see how you people made the Hand of Glory work. And I know you make it work tonight. So what's all this mumbo-jumbo supposed to achieve? Shh, Freddy, you're just scared that your daddy will turn up and growl at you. Don't be such a coward. I am not a coward. Oh, fire and chimney smoke. Sykes teeming with ghosts. The great spirit shoal sent out as bait. She's entering trance. To draw them to us. Girl with red hair. Who is the little man inside? Oh, he's touching her. It's awful. There's no time here. They're coming. Oh, it's too big. There's no time. Girl with red hair? The flaw. The fracture. The howling diamond. They're coming. Oh my God. Stay calm. The instructions I have for the operation of the hand are not complete, but I believe this is the beginning of what it can do. Doorways migrate through our world all the time. The hand draws them to itself like homing pigeons. Draws what? Edith? Jesus, I feel weird. What's happening? Indoor rain. We've attracted a doorway. And the shining ones are coming. Prepare for contact. Okay. Allowing myself some time to breathe while we look at this art here. I love this realistic art. There we all were in 1924. This is impossible. Stop that awful music. Stop this rain. I can't. It fell here before this house was built, or perhaps it will fall when we are all dead and this house is gone. Prepare yourselves. We have no idea what form they'll take. You, Freddy and me, and Beryl and Billy Chang, and dear King Mob, and that King Mob are ghosts from future times. What strange faraway days those were, or are. And how... Let's try this again. Beryl, are you all right? He said the shining ones are coming. Is that what you saw? What did you see? We're so small they made a flaw to come through. It only looks like a hand. And I saw it all. Tomorrow is here. And how strange I should think of them. And of you, Freddy dear. Shit, I'm feeling weird, Edith. It's like time's bending around us. I know. I wonder what they'll look like. Will they look like anything at all? The terrible thing we did to you. The hand is becoming active. We are about to contact an intelligence from somewhere other than this plane of existence. I think it may manifest itself to us not through space, but through time. Ping! Part 3. Sensitive Criminals, Part 3. Parisian Perot. And through time it came. I remember Beryl, dear Mad Beryl, when she introduced me to both the Invisibles and her own ineptly English brand of lesbianism. I was 18 and a debutante. She was 25 and drunk. I'd never seen anyone like her. I cried, I shall become invisible and do outrageous things. I had no idea just how outrageous it was all going to become. I think I'm smoking too much marijuana, Freddy. I keep writing letters to you even though you're gone, and I keep slipping into memory. I could swear I almost smell Chanel. It was my favorite scent when I was young. I stopped wearing it when I was 43. Strange. Didn't Billy tell us that the purpose of the hand was to bend time? Edith says to call him Booty. Did you hear that? He said something. My God, Alice, did you hear that? God, don't be daft. It's just your imagination. He's only a year old. They'll use it. Russians, Americans, I don't care. They built the atom bomb to use it. Tell that to Khrushchev. The real war is between jazz and rock and roll. If he was here, I would. Oh, I don't know. My God, I just saw something. A child. The being we saw is made of time. That's how it looked to us as it moved through our universe. Did everyone experience that? Good heavens, look there! What a marvelous evening this has turned out to be. And then something happened, and no one could ever remember what, could they, Freddy? Then it was the next day. St. Dunstan's in the east. According to Billy, this is the best place in London to rev up the hand. Time is thin around Dunstan's, he claims. He can be so utterly poetic at times. I don't feel comfortable with this at all. Things are happening around this object. Yes, exactly. That's why it's absolutely vital that we have it and not our enemies. In New York, the Harlequin told me I'd meet him again when we'd solved the first operation of the hand. And have we? Well, unless you think last night was a typical evening at Billy's. Oh, let's just get this over with and get back to normal. I preferred time when it was confined to my watch and only moved in one direction. Be good. I shall be desolate if I find that you haven't been talking about us while we're gone. Won't it be entrancing if it works, Freddy? Legend has it that the hand of glory can actually make one truly invisible. I rather think it does a little more than that. Something happened last night. This is serious, Edie. Stop fretting. We have Pan and Dionysus on our side, Freddy dear. And we must be incandescent when we face the Harlequin. Anything less would be fatal. That's easy for you to say. I'm not sure that I like it here. We shouldn't have come. It feels haunted. Well, that's why we're here. It's supposed to be haunted. It's terribly important that we prepare the hand of glory here, darling. Remember what Billy Chang said. Surely you're not afraid of an old man and a little boy. I've become afraid of everything, an angler in the lake of darkness. We can all quote King Lear, Freddy. You chose to join the Invisibles, and you chose the name Tom O'Bedlam because you thought it made you sound dark and exciting and outrageous. Yes, but I don't want to be mad. What if my father was right? Playing with the ghastly hand could send us all around the bend. I'm already quite round the bend, trust me. And try to remember that Edgar in the play was only pretending to be mad. Just as you pretend to be the typical sort of queer and moody young man who loves solitary soul-searching on blasted heaths. Now, here we come, mad or not. Harlequin, show me the second operation of the hand. You don't seem the type. Type? Hanging around with the rich kids. I fought in the Battle of the Somme, summer of 1916. 420,000 British troops died. I don't know how many Germans and French. And believe me, the sons of the rich were ground into the mud just as partially as the sons of the poor. Death doesn't accept bribes. And I fell in love with a rich girl. I'm an anarchist. I can do what I want. I take people as I find them. I'm sorry. That's different. And I fell in love with a rich girl. I'm an anarchist. I can do what I want. I take people as I find them. Fair enough. How did you meet her? Queen Mob. Beryl? We shared a scandalous love of music, futurist art, and sex. Through her I met the others. Chang's a strange one. Edith and Freddy live in their own private world of parties and magic and talking by thought. I'm uneasy with this aspect of our work. Isn't blowing up Whitehall a more useful thing than communing with so-called spirits or whatever they are? I believe in a revolution of the people, for the people. The Bolsheviks in Russia proved it can be done. But I'm a soldier. Whether I like it or not, that war turned me into a soldier, and I'll fight alongside rich or poor until all men and women are free. I saw some weird shit last night. What does the Hand of Glory do? Do you know? I don't think I have much longer here, and I have to know how your people made it work. I leave that to Billy Chang. He's the nearest thing we have to an expert in this area. The occult. It bends time or folds time. It does things I prefer not to think about, but if it can be used as a weapon in the struggle for liberty, then what in the holy name of Christ is that? Something that hasn't been invented yet. Christ almighty! We shouldn't be doing what we're doing. This can't be right. Never mind Whitehall, we could blow up reality. Jesus, we better hope it's not a weapon. Harlequin, must I remind you that you promised? There's no need to shout. You'll wake the wretched dead. If I have to wake the dead, Freddy, I will. Why should they be allowed to sleep when I'm working so hard? Harlequin! Why does it take such idiotic amateur dramatics to make this awful thing work properly? And whose hand was it anyway? Edie? Freddy, something's happened. Mr. Harlequin, I refuse to stand there freezing to death while you plot your latest outlandish entrance, stage left. Hello? Is there someone? Show your face. You couldn't look at my face. Edie! Freddy, how can we be in so many places at once? Well, Billy dear, it really was quite astonishing. It seemed so perfectly natural to be standing there in the snow or whatever it was. It's only now I'm beginning to realize how odd it all was. And he told you that the hand will be fully functional once we anoint it? Now we know why our ghost is here. You could generate incredible power and make a circle in time. Who are these people to possess this knowledge, Lady Edith? Who is Harlequin? My guardian angel, or guardian devil. He seems like someone I've always known, or shall know. Little candles? What are you up to now, Billy? 5 is the minimum number of human beings needed to complete the final operation and open the spirit gate. Perhaps it requires 5 of our minds in combination to create the equivalent of 1 of their minds. Well, I've taken an instant dislike to that beastly thing. I don't think it likes you either, Freddy. Keeps making the most offensive gestures behind your back. Beryl and Ronnie, they're going to meet us here later. They're picking up some weapons in case anything goes wrong tonight. Water, earth, air, fire, spirit. Then it's time. So what are we going to do next? Is the hand ready to make us all invisible so that we can sneak into the theater without paying? Edith, why can't I feel you in my head? I have no idea, Freddy. Perhaps it's because I have a cold, so that you couldn't feel me in your head, obviously. You've never had a cold. Since when have you had a cold? Freddy, I do wish you'd stop behaving like a little boy. All adults are just children playing at being grown-ups. You said that. It sounded so clever once, like most of the things you say. This is not the time to argue. Please, we are embarking on a very delicate operation. I thought as much. This is your house, Edie. Whereas I'm just a ghost going. With me. Freddy is awful. I have a piano. I know you'll adore it. Edith, give him a break for Christ's sake. Join me for cocktails, Frederick. Poor Freddy, you must have been so hurt, but I only did what I had to. Well, who wouldn't? Do you play? Guitar. I can only do chords on the piano. You? I consider myself a gifted amateur. Well, here we all are. It wasn't much like sex at all, Freddy. You needn't have worried. It was more like masturbation. It was like having sex with an idea. But you knew that, didn't you? I must have recovered from my cold. Darling, hello. I really like that idea of having sex with an idea. I think a lot of people do that and don't realize they're doing that. You should be very careful when you're doing that. Because I know you're doing that. Freddy, isn't it? We met at the Sackville West Masquerade in May. Dora, remember? No, not really. I must have decided to let you feel everything that was happening in my head. That's probably not the sound they're trying to make. It's more like, You feel like I'm dreaming you. You feel like a memory. And by my reckoning, I was only on chapter 2. I didn't know what else to say. My greatest fear that my autobiography. Oh, I think I'm actually supposed to go from this one to this one, so we'll do it like that. I didn't know what else to say. My greatest fear that my autobiography would make tedious reading was proving quite groundless. Here I was, at the grand age of 24, in bed with a ghost from 70 years in the future. And by my reckoning, I was only on chapter 2. I prepared this. It will make you stronger, more. Here. The hand is part of one of their machines, a cross-section, a three-dimensional drawing of something vast beyond your understanding. Once in India, I was shown how one has sex with a thought form. That's what you are, isn't it? It's a tool. It's an engine. A machine made of time. Its moving parts are the days of your lives. Many of you have had sex with thought forms. Many of you. Oh, you're made of thought. Start the machine. Edith, who else is talking in here? So cold, like you're not there, or I'm not. Is it me? The distortions, it's coming in again. I know it's going to happen. Hold on tight, Edith. Oh, Gideon, it's okay. It's okay. Edith, where are we? What happened to my life? Where did it go? I was young. It seemed like just a moment ago I was... Of course, it's now. Your little lives powered by blood. And so we did what we had to do, and when it was done, we anointed the hand of glory with our sexual fluids, and everything was made ready. And later, and the little time that was left to us before he had to return, I sat at the piano with my ghostly man and bust scandalous rags which we made up on the spot. Cocaine, cocaine, straight in your veins, all the way to your brain. You don't want to do it, but you know you're going to do it again. Oh, I think I know what song they're doing. It was one of the nicest afternoons I've ever known. We had no inkling of the awful horrors the oncoming evening had to offer. Uh-oh. But whoever does? And will we ever do anything remotely interesting if we did? Vodiodo? 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 I don't know. How dreadful we are, and how desperately Oedipal an episode that was. Have you read Dr. Freud? You must, dear. Shall I really be a mad old woman who has sex with young men? I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Oh, my lovely man from the future, what strange times we spent together. When shall I see you again? Can you tell me that? May 1st, 1988. Varanasi. I think you call it Benares, India. Benares, of course. I shall be so old. I'll be sitting on the Manikarnika Ghat, listening to Morrissey and contemplating suicide. You'll say, young man, would you smile for just one moment or something like that? Love at first sight. Yes, well, everyone falls in love with Edie. That's what Freddy says about me, isn't it? As though I'm some sort of beastly affliction and people are stricken down. It's just because he thinks no one loves him. I love Freddy. Yes, but he wants you to shag him. You treat him like shit all the time. Just once and then tell him to bugger off. You'd save his life. Freddy, that would be incest. I love dear Freddy, but one has to draw one's lines in the sand somewhere. Stop giving him a hard time. Freddy is my project. You have no idea how dull he was and how afraid of his awful father, the Grand Magus of the Golden Dawn. When I have finished burning him in the fire, Freddy will be a great magician. Freddy will surpass his father in every way. That will be my gift to my favorite cousin. After that, I began to notice little holes in my future man, little gaps in his substance that told me our time together was almost at an end. I felt a terrible pang at the thought of never seeing him again until I was so hideously old. This was an ultra-perfect idea, Billy. I wonder if our dear ghost would be visible on the plate. Wouldn't it be the strangest thing ever known if he is? Into position, I feel like an explorer before venturing into uncharted territory. Freddy, you must stand here with me, always. Well, then I suppose I must, Edie. Ready? Hello, history. Everything all right, comrade? Whoa, I'm phasing in and out. Smile, everybody. And that was that. And then it got awful. All the operations are complete. We can light the final candle now. Mob? This is exciting. I'm so glad I dressed for the occasion. The full power of the hand ought now to be available to us. Now we will learn what it is and what it is capable of doing. I believe it may open a door into their world, the time spirits or whatever they are. To think we are about to make full contact with another kind of reality, as we have seen contact with this plane can be. Get ready. Shit, something's happening. Something feels wrong, Edith. Run. Don't go. Look, there's something there. What is it? It's growing. It's horrible. Look, we've done something terrible. It's haunted. Stop it from growing. Tom's a cold. Poor Tom's a cold. Tom's a cold. Through the sharp hawthorn blow the winds. Poor Tom's a cold. This is wrong. Father? 1997. Yeah! Shit. Oh, I saw it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Gideon, calm down. It's Robin. You're back home. 1997, San Francisco. You've been trancing for about 2 hours and, well, there's been a problem. Boy's gone. We don't know where. She took the hand of Glory and walked. I'm not sure how to deal with this. I waited to speak with you. We don't know why. We don't know where. What did you find out about the hand? Anything we can use? Boy did what? The party's over now. Time. Billy Brilliant Chang walked out of history like a ghost and was never seen again. Beryl Windham died in 1965, betrayed. They were burying Winston Churchill on the TV as her lungs gave out. Every year on the 28th of January, the same man leaves flowers on her grave. Ronald Tolliver, the first King Mob, died at Guernica in 1937 on his way to fight against Franco's fascists in the Spanish Civil War. In his last moments, he imagined he saw Beryl, his queen mob, somehow young. He died, recalling love. Freddie Harper Seton opened the door to hell and later to heaven. He died a beggar on the streets of London. He had become one of the greatest magicians in the history of his species. And Edith? Edith lived and had adventures and grew old. I knew I hurt you, Freddie. I know I did awful things, and I think I've been properly guilty about it for rather a long time now. But in the end, dear, let's face it. If I hadn't been so beastly, you'd have turned out a dreadful bore. And that, my darling Freddie, is something we absolutely never, ever were. Au revoir, my favorite Parisian Perot. All my love, as ever, Edie. P.S. I forgot to mention I think I've worked out who the Harlequinade are. Aren't I clever? Edie. It's time. Isn't it always, dear? No, Robin, this is bad shit. This is twisty stuff. It's from out there, the other side, the fourth dimension, the human subconscious. I don't know what in the name of Christ that was, but it's hostile. I saw it. If she ever tries to use the hand, I'll eat her alive. Shit. No, it'll be okay. Mason, do you have any idea how many of us there are in this state, in this country? Invisibles, Mason. How many? What? A lot, I'd say. A lot more than we know, and I know a lot. Okay, get on the internet. Get on the phone. Scan her picture off your photographs from New York City, Jack. There's a store near the hotel. They'll put it on disc, says. And we need at least five disinformation scenarios to protect Boy from counteragents. Everybody, call everybody and tell them to call everybody else. By this time tomorrow, every invisible in North America is looking for her. That's what we do. Let's go underground. Okay, here we go. Are you for real? Don't know what this says, but we might be able to zoom in. No. I can't. Literally can't tell you what that says. Look, no, listen to me. Look, now listen to me. I only got a couple quarters left, and I don't want to hear any more bullshit. What? Yeah, maybe I'm stressing, so I just want to know if you can help me. Okay, where do I meet you? I can be there Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday. Okay, yeah, for real. Every invisible in North America is looking for her. Classic gold on ZV. Somebody better catch me because I'm falling for this BS. Zio, the way you like 'em. Wow. True's gonna bring some rain if off music's over. What? Turn out the lights. Turn out the lights. Turn out the lights. American Death Camp, Part 1. Counting to none. Okay, so we'll be doing that one next time. And this says for William S. Burroughs. Oh, so this could be really interesting. At any rate, this is the Grim Lord, and I am out for Grim's Comics Corner with the Invisibles, and we'll see you next time for more.